we're the Clark family, and we've sold our house and packed up our lives and moved to Galicia in northern Spain.
So follow us as we start our new lives, learn new skills, join a new community and try to live a more sustainable life. I'm not sure if you can see behind me and see the state of me, but the weather is absolutely terrible. It's been on and off terrible for the last few days, but today it's particularly terrible. We've had some really strong winds, not yesterday, the day before, and we thought then that some rainstorm was coming, but it waited and now it's here, so we're drenched. But we're on our way to go and get some water. I'm not sure if we've ever run you through our water situation before. But just in case, as a recap, we have got a well with a pump, but we don't drink that water because, well, we're not sure where it comes from. Obviously underground, but we don't know how clean it is, so we use it for watering the garden, that kind of thing, but it's not something that we drink. But the house can be fed by it if we so choose. And then we're also water fed from a deposit up the hill. Again, we've never actually been to go and see that water, which we ought to do, so we will take you along when we go and visit that. But also we've never tested that water either, and the locals all drink it. They all reassure us that it's fine to drink, and that's fine. Their stomachs are used to it, they've been living it all of their lives. And one day we will test that water as well, but for now we go to a local spring with bottles of water, with empty bottles, and we fill them up. So that's where we're off to now, and we will show you what we do. I'm not stupid. I'm hiding in the back of the van and letting Adam go to get the water.
It's not even that wet.
It's not even. He says.
It's wet, obviously, but the rain is not that wet. Well, the rain is wet, but there's not that much of it.
The sogginess of you begs to differ. So this water, we are assured, is tested twice a year by the council to make sure that it's okay for drinking. And we regularly see people up here also collecting their water from here as well, so we know that everybody drinks it. The bottles there, they're 8-litre bottles. We tend to buy new ones about, I don't know, what would you say, about once a month or so? Once every 6 weeks?
Once every 3 months.
Once every 3 months we buy new bottles. When we first started collecting water from here, we were having problems with the bottles that we were buying. The handles on them kept snapping, but we've now found the best ones that last the longest, so we just keep reusing them. The birds are happy despite the weather, aren't they?
They're always happy. Always happy birdies.
Adam, you know what they say, don't you?
Wet don't wet the wet, just makes a bigger drip.
Important question. Did you remember to turn the tap off?
Oh, not the old tap joke.
So just to bring you up to date where we are, we're just planting some onions and some garlic. So this patch of land you can see behind me has been under plastic for 9 months, Em, would you say? Yeah, 9 months, because any viewers that watched us previously know we've had this battle with this this awful couch type grass. It's an absolute nightmare. So we've had it under polythene, and it's been quite effective actually. It's just around the edges really that it's been able to creep under the polythene, I guess, where perhaps a little bit of light has been creeping in. So yeah, so what we're on with is planting onions and garlic. So the first row I'm going to put in, I'm going to try and do it relatively neatly. Put a string line across so I can do it, keep the rows relatively straight. Got these white onions. These are the first ones going in. What make are they? What variety should I say? Snowball these are. So these are onion sets, so little bulbs that will grow up into big onions. We had really good onions this year, the ones we grew outside. The ones from the polytunnel that you can see in the background that we grew over winter last year, they were okay, but yeah, I think we left them in the ground a bit too long. They went mouldy very quickly after they came out the ground. Perhaps we didn't dry them enough. But the ones we grew over the summer, they were fantastic, the white onions were. So we're going to try and leverage that and put plenty of white onions in. The second bag of onions we've got here. So these are Stuttgarter Rising. Again, another white onion. Don't know what the difference is, you know, flavour wise or size wise with these between the other ones, but we saw them in the cooperative, so we just snaffled them up. We'll get them in the ground. We'll see how they go. We'll make a note this year of what goes in and what goes well, so we can use them again in future years. So hopefully, because we had good results with white onions before, these will be decent. Okay, so the last bag of onions that are going to go in are red onions, variety Carmen. So we grew red onions this year in the summer and over winter, and why they're okay, and I do prefer red onions, I think they're nicer in a salad, etc. They didn't seem to grow as well here as the white ones did. They didn't make any size, and they went mouldy really quickly afterwards, even though we did dry them out very quickly, especially the summer ones. So again, we're going to have another go. I don't know what variety we put in last time, but like I say, these are Carmen, and we'll see how we go. And last but not least, we have some garlic. We've got this bag that we bought recently. There's another big bag on the floor there, which we bought a while ago. Just never got around to getting them in the ground, but they're going to go in now. So these, what variety are these? These are Morado. Yep, so we had pretty good results with our garlic last year. We planted them a lot earlier. I think maybe back end of September, back end of October, start of October last year. And we had some really nice garlics. We're a bit late this year, but I don't think it'll matter too much. So we'll get these in. And one thing I didn't know about garlic, and I don't know whether you guys do or not, the cloves, if you don't get a hard frost on the garlic bulb once it's in the ground, it doesn't actually split into cloves. It just stays as one big bulb. So it's the frost, the really cold weather for a few days, I think, that actually splits it, well, causes the bulb to split into the cloves that we know from when you're buying them in the shop. So, interesting fact. Right, let's get them in the ground.
I don't actually know.
You've just watched us planting these onion sets, and here we are a few weeks later. Well, maybe about 6 weeks later, maybe, I don't know, we'll have to have a look on the old date stamp. So these are the onion sets we put in. They're doing really well. This row here are some of our onions from last year that started sprouting again, so Emma split them and planted them. As you can see, they're doing really well. This barren patch just here, this is carrots, which have not taken, or don't seem to have taken. So I think this weekend we're going to dig this up and get some more carrots and give that another go. This is garlic. As you can see, it's doing really well. We get through quite a bit of garlic, as you can tell, so that's doing really well. Next we've got peas. So anybody who watched our video last week, you saw Emma preparing some brash from trees we cut down, and they're going to go in here again, hopefully this weekend, to give the peas something to climb up. And these ones here, I can just about make them out. They're thinning out a little bit. These are a kind of turnip which are used to feed pigs. So that's what they're for, because we're planning on getting some pigs. And then we'll be having lots of pig news. So there we go. This patch down here is waiting to be prepared. Emma's sorting the seeds out. We're going to get this, hopefully, a bit of this planted up this weekend. Might just run the rotavator over it again, because with the hard rain we've had, it's really compacted the ground, and just to get rid of these weeds again.
Moles come up just there, hasn't it? Always with the moles. So we always give our chicks some greens every day and also some corn off of our land. Today they've got some very, very overgrown radishes, but they love the leaves. And then these are some leaves from the cauliflower plants, the traditional tall Galician cauliflowers. We do eat these leaves ourselves. When the flowers are younger, it tastes a bit like broccoli, but these are a bit gone over now as well. So, a little treat for the girls and boy. Where do you stay? We hang them up for them to give them something to do, and also for our amusement because it's hilarious watching them jump up for the leaves. Probably could do a replace on this really. Something a bit better. There you go, chicks. They're a bit long for jumping today. What's happening? You see a silly puppy? You see a silly puppy? Okay, you're not coming in here. You stay. Reggie, you coming in? Reg? You're so fluffy and warm. They're beautiful. A handsome pussycat.
Let's see if we've got any eggs today. We had 3 yesterday, so hopefully we'll have the girls will be back on form. Let's have a look. 1, 2. Oh no, only 3 again. Oh no, there's another one over there. 4. Hope it's not broken. Yeah, it's broke. She's obviously laid it. Don't know if you can see, that's quite dark in there. She'll have laid it on the perch. So while she's up there, she's sorry, it's dark. She's dropped it off and it's cracked. So that's no good, is it? But the other 2, got 3 in there, look. In fact, there's another one down there as well. Em said there was only 3 yesterday, but I think that's another one. Hang on, let me turn the camera off and investigate. So 3 eggs, 3 whole eggs, and a broken one which has been laying on the, she's laid it on the perch, it's dropped and smashed. Not sure why they do that. Their egg boxes, the laying boxes are nice and clean, nice and dry. But she's up on the perch laying them and smashing them as they fall, obviously. That's a shame.
Last year we planted what we thought was enough maize or corn for our hens, but it turns out we didn't plant enough. We're on the last couple of months worth, so next year, well this year, we know that for next year we need to be planting a whole lot more, especially because we're planning on having pigs. So this antique came in the barn when we bought the house, and it's what we use for getting the kernels off the cobs. So it kind of goes in here. And through they come. Adam discovered the genius idea of putting the plastic behind it, else the kernels kind of go everywhere. I'm going to use another one to push that down. It doesn't always work perfectly. Sometimes they go through a couple of times. And then they normally pop back out again here. These last few I'll just take off with my hands. And there we have it. Some maize for the hens. I tend to sprinkle the corn around a little bit. I love to scratch around. And that's it. One of these done this. Must have.
Reggie, it's just done it.
Yeah. So we're filming this outside because it's crazy dark in the barn, as you've just seen with the eggs. But we're collecting all of the husks that we have left over from when we're taking the kernels off for the hens, because nothing seems to get wasted at all around here. There's no waste products from anything at all. And these will be used for fire lighting. They'll probably go in the barn now for, well, until next winter. And then they're perfect for getting the fires going inside the house.
So it's that time of year, I guess, when we're thinking about planting stuff and everything that's broken over the winter needs repairing. As you can see, we're only running off one of the IBC tanks at the minute because over the winter, as you can see, this is cracked. So I don't know whether it's the pipe's been pulling it away, or whether some water's behind it. It's frost, and the frost and the ice has snapped it and broke it. Anyway, we have a new one. I'm going to just install that on here and get back up to the two IBC tanks, which need filling up. Obviously the second one's empty. We are due some rain over the next few days, so hopefully get these topped up again. In fact, the sky's looking a little dark over there, so maybe I need to get a rig on so we don't get wet. So when I did this originally, I didn't have pipe cutters, so I used a multi-tool on the end of, got a DeWalt multi-tool, and it's not cut it very straight, so I don't know whether that's adding to the pressure that's being put on the joint stuff, so I'm just going to trim them up. Hopefully I've got enough pipe on there that I don't have to replace the little bits of pipe. I had messed around with this just to get it to run off of off of one of IBC tank. So that's why it may look a bit odd with what I'm doing here. But
Rich is helping. It's not a stampede of horses.
dogs are going mad.
You come and sort them out, Ernie. Come and sort them out. No, he's not bothered.
I've swapped and changed the pipes around, so I'm not sure which bit goes where now, but I'll trim this one off. I'm never quite sure which way you're supposed to work with these, whether you were supposed to work towards it or away from it, but who knows. Let's get that on there.
What are you doing? Good boy.
There we go, it's on.
Abbott wants to be centre of the show. Do you want to talk? Can you fix the pipes?
What you got to say, Albert?
Are we? Oh dear. Don't you want to play with the puppy anymore? Is he annoying you? Ernie's come to see what's going on again. Ernie's very protective over our Reggie. And off they go again.
See if one way or the other. And it was the other.
It's a beautiful through the leg shot going on here now. Trying desperately hard not to get your bum in it.
Hello, doggy.
Reggie's helping.
Hopefully that's repaired. Did I do that back up? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All good. So, thank you. So for people who didn't see this or have not seen this system work before, basically the water comes in the top, collected off the top of the barn, goes through a little sieve on the top there to get the big particles out of it, and then due to equal water pressure, as the one on the left fills up, the one on the right fills up at the bottom as well. Hopefully we'll close the valve off. Let's get these filled up. Well, I just need to open that valve up at the bottom. It's not a lot that's going to get filled up. That one just there. And like I say, we're due for some rain, so hopefully these will be filled up in the next day or two. Okay, so another one of these little jobs that needs doing is a little bit of repair to the old compost heap. I think this is one of the very first things we constructed when we moved in here. But what's happened over time is that I'll just spin the camera around, just bear with. So what's happened over time is that these posts are settled. So give it the old pointy finger. So this post there and that post there have sort of gone a little bit wonky, and these boards which go up the front, as you can see here and here, no longer fit correctly. So they're the compost sort of comes spilling out. But now Emma's emptied this to recompost the polytunnel. I'm going to take the opportunity to try and fix this, see if we can get it working a little bit better. So I think my first port of call is to take these front runners off where they slide up and down, because as you can see, compost got behind there and forced it out a little bit. So whether we can clean that up and whether that will fix it, we'll see. Maybe they need oh yeah, for definite, they need pulling in a bit, or a brace across the top. Okay, so straighten it up, straighten those posts up. I've used a bit of timber to go across the top just to keep them pulled together, so with the weight of the compost inside, the vertical members, that's a great word, isn't it? Members are sort of, well, they are vertical now and parallel-ish to each other, so the boards are retained within the slots, just there and here. So now we just need to empty this compost heap and this compost heap into the middle one with a bit of additional grass and leaves and stuff we've got knocking around the place. I'm sure we can get this full, and then we'll start filling up the outside ones again, which will be ready to feed this when it's empty again. And tick that job off the list. You saw me fixing the compost heap earlier, I think. Why, now that's sorted, I took the opportunity to get my hands dirty, literally. And that was a pile of manure, well rotted manure that had been sat there all winter. So, oh, can we see that? There we go. Just topped up the compost heap with some cow manure that our neighbour kindly provided for us, so I've topped that one up. And this one. So these are about half full now. Get them filled up over the next couple of months, and then we can put them in the middle and start the old composting process again. Hope you can hear me over the wind noise. Just one of those little odd jobs that needed doing. Just patching up the holes on the polytunnel. This is from when we first put the polytunnel up. It had been up a couple of weeks, and we had a massive storm come through. And one Saturday morning, Emma and I were having our breakfast. We had a look out the window, everything was fine. 5 minutes later, looked again, and all this plastic on the polytunnel was up in the air, and the wind had got underneath it. So we ran down and had a proper wrestle with it to save it. We managed to wrap it up and get it packed away until the storm had passed. Anyway, all these little black marks are where I've gone along with a material reinforced tape, just to patch up any holes. And also what we found was that when the wind had got underneath these edges here, it had popped all the clips off under here. There's a metal circlip type affair. So the wind had got under here, and once it got under, it popped them, and all these clips along the way went pop, 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 all the way off. So we found them scattered all over the place. So what we did last year, we taped down this edge to stop the wind getting under it for a start, and then we taped the clips on, so if the wind did get under it, at least it to stop the clips being popped off. and it seemed to work, touch wood. So obviously over the summer last year, wind, rain, general weather had worn the tape, so I've just gone along and replaced it, which needed doing, just to reinforce it all again. Just another one of those jobs that needed doing.